Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to He Set Me Free. I hope everybody has had a fabulous day. What you are looking at right now this is my spreadsheet that I just finished. This one took me a little bit longer because it has a lot more information on it. Unlike the one that I actually tried to load up this morning on YouTube on my tablet, but to my knowledge, it still hadn't loaded up because it was just taking an extremely long amount of time. But as you see right here is I have a lot of valuable data in here, and by looking at this kind of data, it will show you very specific things that you might be looking for about your day. For instance, right here goes your customer pay, what Lyft took out, what their external fees are, their total deductions, the percentage of their deductions, what I got paid per ride, what my percentage was. This is my tips and bonuses, the miles that I drove per ride. That's from the time that I accepted that ride to the time that I dropped that person off, because that's how Lyft charges passengers. This was how much I got paid per mile that I drove, and this is actually really high. Most of the time it is a lot lower than this right here. This was my start time of my trips. This was the drop-off times of my trips, and I want you to look at something. This is what I find extremely interesting, with the exception of a few. From the time that I started that trip to the time that I dropped that passenger off, see this trend here? This is now a pattern. The same thing was yesterday. Identical. Everything, all my trips was 23 minutes and seconds. You can bet on this. So I would have to guess at this point that Lyft wants every ride that I get or any other driver would get to be within that 23-minute window. Okay? So what does that say? 2 rides an hour. Now if you look down here, they say that a picture speaks 1,000 words. Well, if you actually take a look at the breakdown here, it's actually quite remarkable to see this, because this actually gives you a visual of each and every ride. Now these rides right here that has this little box, the passenger canceled on me on this ride, and the passenger no-showed. That's what they paid me. Excuse me. But you have other little things down here that you can look at that'll show you in the bar graph. Lyft they charged the passenger $22.99. So Lyft took $8.59. The total deduction was $12.99. This was the external dollars. This was the total deductions, 56.5%. Trip mileage, what I got paid for that trip. Now there was one up here I was absolutely flabbergasted whenever I saw the total percentage deduction, and that one was right here. I believe they took 59% of that ride. Now I thought there was another one that I looked at, but something else too. So this was my total of what customers paid. This was how much. This overall was how much Lyft took out of that $140. I got $86, not counting my tips as 17 something. My overall was $101 today. All right, according to their screen. So that's 15.9, or that's 105 is what they're saying right here. But what I have for my deductions isn't adding up to my actual overall Lyft is not saying 105. Hold on, let me double check that real quick, folks. It says 101.44. So should have been 103, so it's $2 short. somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I messed something up. But it's kind of hard to tell. But this right here has a driver. Drivers should be doing this right here, because this will actually give you a very clear indication. Now, yesterday's spreadsheet, I can't go to it on here, I don't think, because I have this highlighted. Else I would show you yesterday's, that there was some very key information of my averages and rides. Let's see here if I can go to it. And for Lyft, that was for Uber on Monday. No, this is my Lyft one for yesterday. This one does not have all the information on it. But there was some trends here, as you can see right here, like I talked about my total times. Okay. This was my earnings right here. So I didn't do the whole breakdown for like I did today, but there was some very specific trends, with the exception of this one right here, that one, and that one. All these rides right here were under $7. I think the max was $7.16. There was a definite trend yesterday. Okay, my total. This is what I wanted to show you, vice what the other one was. As you can see right here, my miles, my pay per mile was a lot lower than yesterday's, or than today's was. This right here shows what Lyft took and the external fees. Now see this right here, just like on the previous page, they are all very, very close together. My average mile was 80 cents for the 107 miles that I drove. So to make $85, I had to drive 107 miles. Right here, to make the $86, I had to drive 102 miles. All right, that's still better than Uber by a long stretch in the imagination. So this was just some information that I wanted to share with y'all today. And then hopefully I can figure out where I can put my face on here too, and y'all can see me while looking at the screen too. But other than that, I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I would highly encourage you to start doing something like this so that you can get a clear depiction of it will give you a snapshot of your day by doing this information. You can either keep track of yourself, or you can go into your Lyft account and hit on each ride and put their information in, and then you can do the exact same thing as what I did here. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and we will talk to y'all later.